Decision proposals are a primary vehicle for consultation with CDR participants in the development of standards. The DSB invites discussion and feedback on specified topics and proposals. This is a summary of Decision Proposal 276. In DP 276 and this summary, several terms are used specific to this context. CDR, Consumer Data Right. CDS, Consumer Data Standards. Standards, Consumer Data Standards. CX, Consumer Experience. DSB, Data Standards Body. ADR, Accredited Data Recipient. DH, Data Holder. DP, Decision Proposal. NP, Noting Paper. BCDC, Business Consumer Disclosure Consent. Decision Proposal 276, DP 276, seeks feedback on proposed changes to the consumer data standards to support the implementation of the July 2023 rules. The Data Standards Body, DSB, has not identified any required changes to the technical standards arising from the July 2023 rules. The proposals in DP 276 apply only to the Consumer Experience (CX) standards. The topics identified by the DSB include Business Consumer Statements, Business Consumer Disclosure Consents (BCDC), Data Holder Dashboards, Representation of CDR Participants, CDR Representatives, Dashboards in Sponsorship Arrangements. Refer to DP 276 for details of specific rules. DP 276 provides links to wireframes or mock-ups of consumer interfaces to illustrate the areas of consent flow under discussion. This is a summary and in some cases simplifies the wording of proposals. See DP 276 for full details of all proposals. Business Consumer Statement is defined in CDR Rules Division 1.3, Interpretation. The rules specify when an accredited data recipient, ADR, can deal with a consumer as a business consumer, that an ADR must take reasonable steps to confirm that the consumer is a business, in what circumstances an ADR can invite a business consumer to make a business consumer statement. The options in this section are proposed to take immediate effect for ADRs who implement processes involving business consumer statements and BCDCs. Option 1 in this section proposes that ADRs must invite the business consumer to give the business consumer statement in a manner that is explicit, express, and independent of any other interaction. The giving of a business consumer statement must not be implied or bundled with any other permission. Option 2 in this section proposes that data recipients must use plain and concise language when inviting a consumer to give a business consumer statement. Business Consumer Disclosure Consent, BCDC, is defined in CDR Rules Division 1.3, Interpretation. The options in this section are proposed to take immediate effect for ADRs who implement processes involving business consumer statements and BCDCs. The proposed changes are amendments to the CX standards, indicated by highlighted text. Option 1 in this section proposes that a note be added to the preamble of the CX standards, disclosure consent, non-accredited person disclosure notification section. The standards in this section outline requirements that apply when a disclosure consent is being sought to disclose data to a non-accredited person, which includes insight disclosure consents, business consumer disclosure consents, and trusted advisor disclosure consents. Option 2 in this section proposes an amendment to the CX Standards Disclosure Consent Protections section. Data recipients must state that data disclosed to a non-accredited person will not be regulated as part of the consumer data right. This information should be immediately viewable by the consumer without further interaction. Changes to data holder dashboards involve providing additional information indicating where information provided may be incomplete and where more information can be found. Option 1 of this section proposes when a consumer amends an authorization, data holders must display the details of each authorization's amendment on the consumer's dashboard. Option 2 of this section proposes data holders must communicate on the consumer dashboard that complete information on how an ADR is handling data and any additional permissions given to the ADR may not be displayed on the dashboard. Data holders must also advise consumers to check with the relevant ADR for more information. This section relates to issues discussed in DP 229, CDR Participant Representation. In the authorization flow, the CDR rules require data holders to refer to ADRs by their legal entity name, obtained from the CDR register. Consumers may be unfamiliar with the ADR's legal entity name. The CDR rules prohibit providing information in the authorization flow other than what is specified in the CDR rules and the standards. The DSB is seeking input on whether this issue requires resolving and how it might be resolved. The July 2023 rules introduced a new division which applies specifically to CDR representatives and CDR representative principals. The DSB has not identified any required changes to the technical or CX standards as a result of this rules amendment. Some changes to the CX guidelines are expected. The July 2023 rules have clarified that where a sponsor has collected CDR data on behalf of an affiliate, the responsibility to provide consumer dashboards belongs to the affiliate, not to the sponsor. The dashboard must continue to state that the data was collected by the sponsor on behalf of the affiliate, along with the details of the sponsor. The DSB has not identified any required changes to the CX or technical standards as a result of this clarification. DP 276 requests feedback on all the changes proposed and on any other issues related to how standards support the July 2023 CDR rules. If you have an interest in these questions and topics, read DP 276 for additional detail. To provide your input in response to these questions, add your comments to DP 276. Thank you for participating in developing the consumer data standards.